Sri Lalita Madhava, Act 3, Madden Radha. Scene 1. Conversing with Brinda, Purnamasi enters. Purnamasi says, "Ah, the darkness of night is now ending. Look, look!" Frightened by seeing the effulgent Sarva beast of the sun glowing on the eastern horizon, the lion of the moon, like a golden sandalwood ball, now runs to hide beneath the western horizon. Note, the Sarva beast had 4 heads, 8 eyes, and 8 legs, and was so gigantic it would devour elephants in a single gulp. Vrinda says, "I heard a great sound like the roaring from the depths of an agitated ocean, and so I have come quickly here. Please tell me, what is it?" Purnamasi said, "Daughter Brinda, it hasn't entered the courtyard of your ears?" Brinda says, "Noble lady, what is it?" Purnamasi says, "Yesterday, when peacock-feather-crowned Krishna returned to Braja village after, with unprecedented strength, killing Keshi, who became a mountain of anger when Aristasura was killed, a Krura who had been sent by King Kamsa arrived at the palace of Nanda Maharaj. Tomorrow morning, when the sun rises on the eastern horizon, the king's messenger, Akrura, will take Krishna and his elder brother Balaram to Mathura city, the capital of Kamsa, that great enemy of the demigods." Vrinda remaining silent for a moment, and then with a long, warm, unhappy sigh, "If Akrura takes Mukunda, Krishna, to Mathura city, then for what purpose shall I beautify the new forest grove? For what reason shall I make a bed of flowers, or make the fragrant vines blossom always, even after the blossoming season is past?" Purnamasi, with anguish, states, "Their lotus eyes filled with anguish. The gopis have stayed awake the entire night, crying with long wails, frightened because of ecstatic love, and always angry at Akrura. Now that night is over, as if it had been only a single moment. Alas, sad is the gopis' fate." Vrinda, with tears, says, "Alas, by churning the great ocean of Gokula, the Mandara mountain of Akrura has extracted the moon of Krishna and created the Kalakuta poison of the Brajavasis' anguished separation from Krishna." Purnamasi says, "Child, let us go to the gate of the Gopa king Nanda." Walking, she looks ahead and then begins to shed tears, and says, "Nanda's wife, Yashoda, is so agitated that she forgot to offer suitable prayers for her son's safe journey. She is so perplexed that she forgot to prepare a lunch for him to take on the road. She simply embraces him again and again, cries and muddies the dust on his body with a stream of tears from her eyes." Vrinda asks, "Did the noble lady hear what Saibya said to her friend?" Purnamasi asks, "What is it, my daughter?" Vrinda replies, "She said, 'O bewildered girl, I think it is because you are so absorbed in churning yogurt that you do not hear the pathetic wailing of Braja village. Oh, my friend, a wicked messenger of the king is now hurriedly taking Mukunda, Krishna, to Mathura city." Purnamasi says, "Child, because you were agitated by Saibya, you could not hear Shama's lament." Vrinda says, "What you say is true. Tell me what Shama said." Purnamasi repeats Shama's words and says, "The sun is now risen, and Gandhini Devi's son Akrura stands on the chariot happily reciting prayers for a safe journey. Alas, when the horses begin to gallop, they will break only the earth with their hooves, and not you, O my heart." And Vrinda asks, "How does Bhadra lament? Let us listen." A voice from behind the scenes says, "O bird of my life breath, even though in your presence your beloved Krishna hastily climbed aboard the chariot, still you refuse to abandon the slain body that has become your nest." Purnamasi, glancing to the left, says, "My child, Chandravali fashioned a garland for Madhava Krishna to wear at noontime. Padma is now speaking to her some words that pierce her like a javelin. Let us listen. A voice from behind the scenes says, even though Krishna, who carries the Sudarshan chakra and who is very affectionate to his associates, has already climbed the chariot, you are still intent on stringing this flower garland. O fickle, deaf Chandravali, has the deep, sustained, tumultuous wailing of the gopis not entered your ears? Purnamasi, anguish, says, hearing from her friend the unpleasant news of Lord Krishna's departure for Mathura, Chandravali, alas, became overwhelmed. The half-strung flower garland slipped from her hand, and she at once fainted as if dead. Vrinda said, look, look! Placing unconscious Chandravali in front of the chariot, Padma cries bitterly. A voice from behind the scenes says, O girl who has lost all hope, try to understand for a moment. Look a little from the corner of your eye. Merciless Akrura, the son of Gandhini, is quickly bringing the horse. Purnamasi says, child, because I cannot see Radha, I am very worried. Vrinda, looking to the right, says, alas, alas, look, look! Vishaka and the other gopis cannot bear to either tell or not tell Radha the news of Krishna's departure from Mathura city. They are completely stunned. They stand together ear to ear, as if they had lost all sense. Purnamasi, unhappy, says, O Radha, when the blinking of your eyes momentarily interrupted your seeing Krishna, you had glorified the fish who were so fortunate that they did not have to bother with this blinking. O Radha, whose heart is wounded by love, what will happen to you now that fate is taking Madhava, Krishna, to Mathura city? Vrinda says, look, look! The tumultuous sounds of the gopis crying has made restless-eyed Radha run from the path as a frightened doe. Purnamasi cries out, alas, alas! Agitated with transcendental madness, Radha now babbles eloquent nonsense running from one language to another. Note, in Radha's words, in the next verse, the first two lines are in Prakrit and the second two lines are in Sanskrit. A voice from behind the scenes says, now that I see Braja's Prince Krishna standing on the chariot with his brother and uncle, why do I stumble and fall to the ground? Why does the earth move about like this? Why are the Kadamba trees dancing? Purnamasi says, what is the Lita saying? Let us listen. A voice from behind the scenes says, Krishna is now beginning on the path around Govardhan Hill. O friend Radha, please do not lament. Purnamasi says, listen to what the girl is saying. A voice from behind the scenes says, now I know everything. My friend, what will you cleverly hide from me? Wretched girl, stop. I will not be unhappy when Krishna is gone. Why does this shameless breathing again and again move in my throat? Vrinda says, O noble lady, Vishaka is about to say something. A voice from behind the scenes says, after he kills Kamsa, Krishna will again meet you in the middle of the night. My friend, you are the most patient and tolerant of all the gopis. Please do not be upset. Purnamasi says, listen to this eloquent gopi's words. A voice from behind the scenes says, don't console me. Hopeless girl, your mouth is dry praising me. Far away the wheel of Krishna's chariot again and again breaks the belly of the hard earth. Purnamasi says, her heart afraid of lotus-eyed Krishna's journey, Radha, whose eyes are like chakora birds, has become restless. Vrinda says, one moment she cries bitterly, the next moment she rolls about on the ground before the chariot, the next moment her tear-filled eyes gaze at Krishna's face, the next moment she places a blade of grass between her teeth and bows down before Lord Balaram and begs him not to leave Vrindavan. Is there any person Radha will not throw into the ocean of intense compassion for her? Purnamasi, with tears in her eyes, says, although in the presence of her gopi friends she would never for even a moment glance at Krishna with even the slightest fragrance of tears gliding to her lips, now, without any embarrassment, even before her superiors, she stares at him with tear-filled eyes. Radha makes my heart wilt with pain. As Krishna rides in the chariot gazing at Radha's anguished face, How many thick tears appear in his eyes like drops of honey on a lotus flower. Vrinda says, "Noble lady, the gopis' life breath will now follow their master Krishna." Purnamasi says, "Look, look, here comes someone bearing a message from Krishna." The message says, "O beautiful pious gopis, some anguished nights you may see before you again attain my auspicious company." In this way Krishna, the killer of Aghasur, with ropes of hope tightly bound the deer of the lotus-eyed gopis' life breath. Vrinda with anguish says, "Now that lotus-eyed Krishna has left Braj to go to Mathura city, the bumblebee will no longer drink honey. The peacocks will not decorate the forest with their lively dances, and the Chakravaka birds will refuse to keep company with their wives." Purnamasi, following the tracks of the chariot wheels, laments. Radha's pathetic cries of grief plunge the entire world in an islandless ocean of intense pain. These marks in the all-tolerant earth that appear to have been made by the wheels of the moving chariot have in reality been made from far away by Radha's cries. Vrinda says, "Alas, alas! The pain of separation from Mukunda has unsettled Radha's mind. Sometimes she runs about and sometimes she stands still like a painted picture. Sometimes she laughs and sometimes she weeps bitterly. Sometimes she is very talkative and sometimes she is silent." A voice from behind the scenes says, "My dear friend, where is Krishna, who is like the moon rising from the ocean of Maharaj Nanda's dynasty? Where is Krishna, his head decorated with a peacock feather? Where is he? Where is Krishna, whose flute produces such a deep sound? Or where is Krishna, whose bodily luster is like the luster of the blue Indranila jewel? Where is Krishna, who is expert in rasa dancing? Or where is he who can save my life? Kindly tell me where to find Krishna, the treasure of my life and best of my friends. Feeling separation from him, I hereby condemn Providence, the shaper of my destiny." Purnamasi says, "Alas, alas! This body is now overwhelmed with pity. I must go at once." Vrinda says, "Noble lady, I would like to bring Mukara here." They both exit.